we are all created through sex. Like,
what? Did you say my grandparents had to fuck to make my parents? My parents had to fuck to make me?
They fucked so good.
Hey guys, it's Cooking with Nathan, and this is
Barbie Feels.
Barbie Feels. And today we're doing a tagine. Now, here's the thing about tagine. Now, I understood that is called a tagine, but I think is the meal tagine too?
Yeah.
So like tagine is just whatever meal you're making in this pan.
I guess, yeah. So you can throw anything in and it's a tagine. In England, the national dish is a curry.
Yeah.
So I like anything that's like spicy, hot,
Yeah.
a bit sloppy. A bit like me. Spicy, hot, and sloppy.
Coming in with the proper, but sloppy all over.
I like being part proper, part sloppy.
Yeah, proper.
That's my brand.
Fucking
yeah,
A.
I like to straddle both. So here we are.
Yeah, straddling both. So let's just go ahead and start at the beginning, and then we'll move backwards. Why did you get into porn?
Okay, so I was working in tech. I'd been working in tech for 11 years, and then during the pandemic, I realized I hated my job. Obviously, and Ken and I had been non-monogamous, and during that time I had started dating women, and I realized that the more I explored sexually, the more confident I was getting, the more I was enjoying my body. And during the pandemic, what we started doing was making educational videos for OnlyFans, like how to give a good blowjob, how to make a girl squirt.
Great blowjob, by the way. It's pretty dope.
Oh, right, you can validate.
Yeah, I can validate that one. I haven't, well, we kind of had sex, but it was a threesome and four.
There was lots going on that day. Yeah. So I basically wanted to help women like me who hadn't had much sexual experience suddenly learn to embrace their sexuality and get more confident in their sexual skills because we don't have comprehensive sex education.
No.
So we started making educational videos, and then I was like, you know what? We want to do this full time. I don't want to do my tech job anymore. Because once I was in the pandemic and I wasn't in the office with my friends and I wasn't having the free lunches and the free kombuchas, I was like, oh, my actual job sucks. So then we wanted to do the sex coaching.
Well, the kombucha's really sold it to me, dude. I'll fucking sell my soul for good kombucha.
Yo, kombucha on tap in an office and like free lunches. I was like, I guess I'm a fatty. I was like, fuck yeah.
Hey, there's worse things to be doing for free, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And then, so we were making these educational videos, and then we went to the AVNs and we were like, look, we're used to being in front of a camera. We're used to doing OnlyFans stuff. Let's go mainstream.
Get the potatoes.
Potatoes. And that was it. That's why we got into it. Basically, inspired by me hating my job in tech, and after 11 years realizing that I was miserable, making OnlyFans videos to help other people have sex and launch our sex education business. And then when we went mainstream, I was like, damn, I'm made for this.
Your sexual education thing.
Yeah.
Now, you guys started doing that as a job.
As a job?
Like you guys started making money off that.
Through selling our videos on OnlyFans.
And
yeah.
Did that end up is that working pretty well?
Yeah. I mean, it's like, the real thing is our educational pages got taken down from TikTok and Instagram.
Of course.
Which sucks, but we basically have like a collection of like 20 videos that we leave up and people are always buying them. So it's like you don't have to subscribe to our OnlyFans, but you can it's free and you're like, okay, I just want the anal video or I just want the squirting video. So people tend to buy a lot of them, or some people just buy one-offs. But I was also, before I left New York, I was doing blowjob classes for groups of girls.
Nice.
Yeah, so, we just believe in the more educated people are about sex, the more they can figure out what they want and feel confident in their skills. So we're not having these lots of awkward fumbling experiences that everyone feels insecure about. You know?
Because I mean,
wait, what am I doing with this?
Always good to be organized and keep clean as you go.
Yeah, I'm not organized. I'm chaos. Ken calls me agent of chaos.
I'd say that blowjob would really make sense to that. So when you're teaching these classes, because I've taught people that are not industry some tips and tricks.
You have?
And, yeah, I was on a swinger cruise and I got to teach a couple classes.
A swinger cruise.
Yeah, which honestly I'd love to figure out how to get back on one of those.
Yeah.
Because it was my ex class and I had so much fun on there and being able to teach people about what to do in sex. was so much fun because it's like, for us, it's obvious stuff. For other
Right.
people, it is fucking not.
Because we don't have comprehensive sex education.
No. And people are just supposed to know what the fuck to do. And it's like, no
Yeah.
one teaches you this shit. So.
Exactly. And it's so beautiful helping people have more pleasure in their lives. Like, pleasure is so powerful. Pleasure changed my life because I grew up pretty much like shut off from my body, and like I didn't know what I wanted. And then the more sex I was having and the more pleasure I was having, it literally gave me so much confidence. Like, pleasure can be super healing. That was the other thing. I wanted to help women who had been like shut off from their bodies following trauma or whatever.
Yeah.
And pleasure can be healing, you know?
But what would you give them advice if, like, to the women who are out there that just they've like never had the orgasm, and I've heard a lot of girls blame the guy. But I want to know what your opinion is on like how you would deal with that.
So my advice would be to just spend a lot of time pleasuring yourself and figuring out what your body needs. And like, okay, so one thing that I do that I recommend to all women is I have date nights with myself where I'll like put on nice lingerie and I light the candles and I'll play some jazz music and I'll just like feel myself. And I'm
Jazz.
like, yeah, I like a little jazz.
But that's what you listen to masturbate?
Sometimes.
No judgment.
If I'm having a classy date with myself, sometimes I like host shit and I'm like dancing around and I'm like, eh. But you know, I like to mix it up with myself.
Yeah. That's fun. No, like, I think that's super...
Why am I'm trying to justify this?
No, I'm not. I'm like, I don't know, like Purple Rain or something comes on. Just... I'm not judging you. I'm actually interested because I think the way they do certain things is very interesting because it's all to you.
Totally.
It's all so specific to you, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And I have to say, I've told this to so many women, and so many people have come to me and said that it's helped them so much because it's just if you don't fancy yourself and you're not like sexually into yourself, how do you expect other people to fancy you or be sexually into you? So it's so much more of that energy that you're putting out there. We are all created through sex. Like,
what? Did you say my grandparents had a fuck to make my parents? My parents had a fuck to make me?
They fucked so good.
You know, I want to believe that, but honestly, don't know. I also wouldn't be as surprised if it was just like this.
You're
so welcome.
Good. Was that good for you, babe?
Yeah.
3 pumps.
Smack the ass, you're welcome. I'm gonna have a cigarette. You got it, Grandpa.
You got it, Gramps.
So when it comes to like giving people the good sex advice, what has been, let's start with girls first and then we're gonna move on to guys. What has been the biggest thing that you found that people need?
Blowjobs.
For girls?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like girls that...
hey, I'm sure there's guys out there, don't kink shame.
Yeah, right, exactly. But like blowjob is, I think so much of our sex education is about like STDs and pregnancy, right? And not pleasure. And a lot of girls have insecurities about blowjobs because again, no one's like gives you like advice on how to suck a dick. So I'd say the number one request I get is blowjobs, which is why I started doing blowjob classes. And also because then it's like, okay, I always start with an anatomy section, being like, these are the pleasure points, this is what feels good on the penis, you know, breaking down the shaft versus the frenulum, the head is typically the most sensitive. And then once you start to like have those conversations and then talk about just having fun with it. And the thing I always teach women is, so many women are like, oh, I don't like giving blowjobs, I feel like I have to. And I'm like, look, you're actually in the powerful position. You're not in the submissive situation. You could bite down at any point. You know what I mean? Actually, their vulnerability is in your mouth. So I'm like, look, if you can flip the script and instead of seeing it as something that you have to do and submit to men, see it as like, I'm gonna take my time and spoil this cock and have fun with it, and I could bite down at any point.
Yeah, I could rip this fucker off if I want to.
Exactly, just bite it off. So I think once you start to like have those conversations and think about it in a different way, I always say it as, I see it as a game. Like, how does this dick feel good and what's gonna get this dick off? You know, and then you play with different tempos and I'll put on a playlist, maybe jazz, maybe not. And just...
I would like to make a point. I'm not judging your jazz.
You're not juzzing.
I'm not juzzing your jazz.
You're not juzzing my jazz.
Guess that is juzzing your jazz.
Yeah.
For all the fellas and ladies out there.
Look at that technique, yo.
Better know how to do this at this point.
What's that?
I better know how to do it at this point. Fucking give a good hand job.
Yeah.
I've been giving myself a fucking good hand job for a long time.
Decades.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the other thing about sex education. The number one rule is that you can never have too much lube.
Yeah.
And it's like, people are like, oh, I shouldn't need lube. No, like, why not add to an experience? Why not make something as best as it can be? Everyone needs lube, it's great. Hand jobs with lube, so much better, right? You don't want a dry hand job.
Depends.
Oh, really? Like a dry, like a tuggy?
It depends. It depends on my feeling, man.
Oh, okay.
I've had times where I'm like, I'd say 90% of the time I want, of course.
Even a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. But there's been sometimes I'll go myself dry. I'm fine.
Oh yeah? Just like fucking dry.
Just fucking whatever.
Yeah.
What has been the big difference from what you were doing in your personal life to now what you're doing in porn?
Well, I wasn't ready for how athletic porn would be. Like, I've always like worked out somewhat and been in like decent shape, but now it's like, oh, yo, like being in heels, reverse, and having to like do a lot of the work for like 10 minutes. It's like every day's leg day.
Yeah.
I wasn't prepared for the athleticism of it. So that's been over. And also like my legs are sore. I feel like I have to stretch a lot. Yeah, the athleticism has been the biggest change. But you know what else? It's helped me feel more confident in my body and feel more attractive. I think because I'm just seeing more, I worked in tech for 11 years and it was like a lot of like tech bros and I didn't really wear much makeup and I didn't really get dressed up. And now I feel like I'm getting more and more feminine in my sexuality. And that's helping me feel more confident in myself. So that's been cool. Beautiful, look at it. Would you just look at it? I don't know if I'm more hungry or more horny right now.
Well, you know what? On Cooking with Nathan, you can have both.
Love that. Why choose?
Yeah. All right, put a couple of those right down in the middle.
These guys?
Yeah.
Oh, they're not gonna fit in my hole.
Oh, you'll make it fit.
Make it fit. I always do, baby.
Yeah.
Always do, baby.
I believe in you.
Get down there. What else? Oh, I did a scene recently where it was me and another girl all dressed up doming a guy, and that was really fun and really badass. I had never done that in my personal life.
Nice.
That was pretty cool.
Did you peg him and shit?
Huh?
Did you peg him? Or was it just two girls?
It was like us like. Well, it's mostly like we looked hot in BDSM gear, to be honest.
Okay.
And we were like teasing him and stuff. I did recently do my first dom scene where I had an electric shock on someone's balls.
Ooh, nice.
And I was buzzing it and like stepping on like shit on the ground. He had to lick it up and lick my feet. That was really empowering. I loved that.
Nice.
Loved it. I was like, eat it, bitch.
Yeah, eat it, you fucking bitch.
Eat it, you fucking bitch. And then it was cute because the shocker and my control were bedazzled with pink gems.
Aww.
So I was like, oh, I'm like Dom Barbie. It's cute. It was. I'm a badass, but I'm still cute about it.
I'm gonna hurt you, but hi.
Yeah, but hi.
Tell me I'm pretty.
Yeah, exactly.
What's a food that you miss most from home?
Mince pies.
Mince pies?
And also just the culture of drinking tea and having biscuits throughout the day. Like growing up, my mom would start every day, we'd get into her bed when we were little for cuddles and tea and biscuits. Just dip your biscuits in a tea. So, and also like when I worked in London, you'd have tea breaks throughout the day. I miss the tea culture.
Yeah.
But mince pies at Christmas are so good.
What are your goals in porn?
To cause as many orgasms as possible.
To cause?
Yeah, for my co-stars and for the viewers. Because orgasm, like who doesn't want to have pleasure and feel good? I want to build up to being more of a hoe. Like I just started doing anal, which I love.
Yeah.
And then I really want to build up to DP.
Nice.
I'd like to build up to a gangbang. Hell yeah, slap it down.
You want to give me some paper towels?
Bone apple tea.
Yeah, try some. See how it is.
Thank you. How's yeah? Yum. It's hot. It's really hot. Oh my god.
That is nice though.
It's hot.
It's nice.
I love it.
Why don't you tell everyone where we can find you? What's coming
Well,
new?
my Instagram just got suspended.
Okay, so not there.
Twitter is the Barbie Feels, not Barbie. The Barbie Feels, BARBIEFEELS, the Barbie Feels, and my Instagram is I'm Barbie Feels. The letter I, the letter M, Barbie Feels. Hopefully I'm gonna get that back. ASAP. Because I was a bad girl on the IG, violating all those community standards. Ooh.
Hey guys, thank you so much for showing up for another episode of Cooking with Nathan. If you
Yay.
enjoyed it, like, subscribe, follow that. Barbie, thank you. You're
Thank
amazing.
you so much for having me.
No
This
problem.
was so fun.
Yay.
Yay.
And guys, also check out the merch store with new shit coming out, made by yours truly, guy behind the camera. We got a new
Yay.
Bass Pro Shop jacket that I fucking want because it looks dope, and a Toy Story one that I really want too.
Aww.
Yeah, it's really cool stuff. So guys,
Thanks for tuning in.
thanks for coming in, guys.
Yay.
See you later. You guys want some?
I'm loving it.
Yeah, good.